welcome back to another episode, and today we're talking House on Haunted Hill as we continue talking about Dark Castle pictures. We started with House of Wax the other day, guys, and I said we're going to cover the Dark Castle films throughout the week. Well, at least through this week, but the ones that I have, primarily, House on Haunted Hill, and next up will be Ghost Ship, followed by 13 Ghosts. So, House on Haunted Hill, how is it? It's pretty good, guys. It's been a while since I've seen this one. Again, a lot of these films that I'm checking out lately, they've been ones that I saw, a long time ago. This one, in particular, guys, 1999. Guys, do the math. I can't believe this film is this old already. It blows my mind. I remember seeing this when it first came out. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy how time flies with some of these films. How do the special effects hold up in this film? They're a little dated. They are a little dated. The picture looks good. I mean, again, put out by Scream Factory. They do a nice job with the transfer. But there are some scenes that do look a little dated. How's the sound? The sound is pretty darn good. It does, things definitely pop out, especially when you're running with the sound bar. Things definitely do pop with this film sound-wise. So, there's no disappointment there as far as, the visuals go. Except, like I said, there's a couple little shots with the ghosts that seem a little bit dated. But overall, it's really good. It's a really good picture quality. And as far as the sound goes, like I said, it really does pop. Now, this film, guys, I'm going to read off because there's quite the cast with this film. Geoffrey Rush, Famke Janssen, Taye Diggs, Ali Larter, Bridget Wilson, Peter Gallagher, Chris Kattan. For back in 1999, that was like a who's who. I mean, that was like a pretty darn good cast for that time, guys. It was. And, going back here, when I forgot exactly who was in, like, everybody who was in this film, and the names were just popping up on the screen as the film began. I'm like, man, it was a pretty darn good cast for that time. Now, basically you have Stephen Price. That's the character played by Geoffrey Rush. Pretty much, guys, he's a throwback to Vincent Price. He's a complete, the look, the sound, definitely trying to be, a Vincent Price, character. And he has like an amusement park. He makes rides and everything. Like scary rides, like really, like he makes like roller coasters, but these are like really like terrifying like roller coasters. And he invites his wife's throwing a birthday party basically, and she's gonna have the party. They're gonna have the party at the House on Haunted Hill, the old like insane asylum basically. That a fire took place years ago, and people did die from the fire. Now, the people that she wants to invite, because Geoffrey Rush's character and his wife's character who's played by Famke Janssen, they don't get along. So the people that she wants to invite, he shreds that paper right at the beginning. So really no spoiler, guys. He shreds the paper. He invites other people. Well, the house has, ideas of its own, and kind of, they know what the house is a spirit, guys, and it knows. These are the people that this house wants at this party. You'll find out why later on, towards the end of the film. But overall, that's what it really is. These guests all show up, played by the actors and actresses that I just mentioned. And the deal is, Geoffrey Rush's character, Stephen Price, he has a deal for them. Anybody who can survive to daylight will get $1 million. But if anybody dies, between the night to the day, that their money, their $1 million will be divided up between the survivors. So it's potentially as one person could survive and get, $5 million. So that's basically the premise of this film. Geoffrey Rush, he believes that his wife, again, they're not getting, things are not good. He believes that, she's staging some of these things to kind of, mess with him. Obviously, because he's this is the kind of stuff that he deals with, for a living. She thinks that he's trying to, murder her, basically, and this is a way of getting rid of her, and he's staging a lot of these things, but the house obviously has a mind of its own and other ideas, really, bad intentions for these visitors to the house. So that's basically what the film, is about, without spoiling any kind of details or anything else, to go along with this film. It's only an hour and a half, and it does fly by, for the most part, pretty well. I didn't really find any kind of times where it was, dragging or anything like that, or It was good. It was, like I said, films like this, an hour and a half that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. With House of Wax, like I said, that one's a little bit longer, and there are some things that can drag a little bit, but overall, that's a pretty good film too. But this one I definitely enjoyed a little bit better than House of Wax. I think mostly because the actors and actresses, they're good. And I'm really getting into films back then, watching films. I noticed a lot of these actors and actresses from other films. Famke Janssen obviously playing Jean Grey in the X-Men films, Ali Larter playing Clara Redfield in the Resident Evil films. So I definitely recognize these actors and actresses. Now, as far as special features go, we have a new 2K scan from the original film Elements, new interviews with director William Malone and composer Don Davis, A Tale of Two Houses, a vintage featurette, basically showing old footage from the original Vincent Price House on Haunted Hill, which I have not seen in a long time, and I know that is such a classic film. That's one I really should add to the collection at some point. Behind the visual effects, it's a vintage featurette, deleted scenes, theatrical trailer, and TV spots. So there are a few things, like I said, not as loaded as House. I noticed with House of Wax, but this one definitely has has some special features. Listen, not a bad film at all, guys. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna say for this one, I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7. Pretty solid. These films, they're all, so far, the first two, they're staying right about where where I'm expecting them to be. Anywhere from 6.5 to a 7 is exactly where I'm wanting these films to be. Because those aren't bad scores at all. And I think for these kinds of films, those scores work perfectly. And no exception with House on Haunted Hill. So, I believe the next one, like I said, is going to be Ghost Ship. And I'm hoping I can get that one up tomorrow, because I do have another film that just came in the mail that came out today, and it's one that I want to check out and review. So I'm hoping guys, I know definitely by Friday I'll have the 4 Dark Castle films I have in my collection up for review on this channel. So guys, like, subscribe, and comment if you have the chance, and I'll catch you guys in another video. Take care.